The chilling effect of political repression on student journalism is reaching a fever pitch, forcing newsrooms to navigate a treacherous landscape of fear and self-censorship. The recent wave of arrests and deportation threats targeting pro-Palestinian students, a direct consequence of the intensifying crackdown by the Trump administration, has left university journalists paralyzed by anxiety, scrambling to protect themselves and their sources. This isn't just about silencing dissent. It's about fundamentally undermining the very principles of a free press. The arrest of Rumisa Ozturk, a Tufts University graduate student currently detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE, serves as a stark warning. Facing deportation, her only apparent crime was authoring a critical op-ed on Israel in a student newspaper. The government offers no supporting evidence for its decision to revoke her visa, yet her case sends shivers down the spines of student journalists across the nation. This chilling precedent suggests that the mere act of expressing pro-Palestinian views in writing is sufficient grounds for deportation. A chilling reality that transforms the act of journalism into a high-stakes gamble. Ozturk's case is far from isolated. Since March 8th, nearly a dozen students and scholars, including Columbia graduate student and green card holder Mahmoud Khalil, have been seized by immigration officials, their involvement in pro-Palestinian protests cited as justification for deportation proceedings. This systematic targeting is not only chilling, but also profoundly unjust. These individuals, many of whom have contributed significantly to their academic communities and wider society, are being punished for exercising their fundamental rights to freedom of speech and assembly. The impact on university newsrooms is palpable. Editors report a wave of anxiety, particularly among international students who fear the consequences of their writing. But the requests to retract articles and remove bylines aren't limited to international students. U.S. citizens are also seeking to shield themselves from potential retribution. This widespread self-censorship represents a grave threat to journalistic integrity and the free exchange of ideas. The Purdue Exponent, a student newspaper at Purdue University, became a focal point in this escalating crisis. In February, the paper made the difficult decision to remove the names and images of student protesters advocating for Palestinian human rights from its website. The rationale, they explained, was a combination of safety concerns and adherence to the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics, which emphasizes minimizing harm. This decision, while understandable given the circumstances, immediately sparked a furious debate about journalistic ethics. The paper was deluged with over 7,000 emails, many of them containing death threats, a stark illustration of the toxic environment in which student journalists are now forced to operate. The deluge of hate mail directed at the Exponent showcases the raw, unfiltered hostility faced by those who dare to cover this issue, highlighting the precarious position of student journalists in the current climate. The situation raises profound questions about the future of student journalism and the broader implications for freedom of expression. Are we witnessing the erosion of fundamental rights, the chilling of dissent, and the systematic silencing of voices critical of government policy? The targeting of students for their political views, even when expressed through the written word, represents a profound threat to democratic values. The fear permeating university newsrooms is not merely a matter of professional risk. It is a symptom of a deeper societal illness, a blatant disregard for freedom of speech and the chilling erosion of fundamental rights. This isn't simply a matter of journalistic ethics, it's a battle for the very soul of free expression. The actions of the Trump administration have created an atmosphere of fear, forcing journalists to make agonizing choices between their professional integrity and their personal safety. The mass removal of bylines and the self-censorship gripping university newsrooms is a warning sign that cannot be ignored. We must actively challenge this creeping authoritarianism and defend the right of all journalists, regardless of their background or political views, to report the truth without fear of reprisal. The future of a free press, and indeed a free society, hinges on our ability to resist this assault on fundamental rights. The silence of these student journalists should be deafening. We must amplify their voices and fight for their right to be heard without fear. The fight for journalistic freedom is inextricably linked to the fight for human rights, and we cannot afford to remain silent in the face of this escalating crisis. The ongoing persecution of these students serves as a powerful reminder that the fight for a free press is not a mere professional concern. It is an essential component of a healthy and functioning democracy.